Sharp Game here. Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. If you've been following me for a while, you know that ex-military. I used to be in the Navy, traveled the world, been to a lot of countries. So when I speak, I'm a well-rounded guy. I've been to countries like Japan, Dubai, Singapore, Mexico, Korea, Canada. Australia. Just went to Mexico a couple weeks ago. I've been to a lot of places, So I'm not some guy that's read a couple books, talked to a couple people, and just started talking. Now, when I speak based on my experience, what I've seen. I've seen a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And you know what they say, experience is the best teacher. It's not always something that most people would want to go through to experience hardships and failures, but it just depends on how you look at it, how you see it. But I've learned a valuable lesson. A lot of valuable lessons while being in the Navy, and it's something I don't hear almost nobody talk about it. But there's I call it the number one rule of being, when I learned while I was in the Navy. I call it the number one rule. And the number one rule is all white folks are racist. Now, when I say all white folks are racist, I don't mean that you should go calling all of them racist. And even if you call someone a racist, the burden of proof is going to be on you. And you're not going to be able to prove that they're racist. And if you don't believe it, go try it and see what happens. Because in this system that we live in, unfortunately, they got it down to a science where you can't even prove somebody's racist in a court of law unless it's a recording or that you got, or unless another white person says they're racist. And you're not gonna find no black person to prove that a white person is racist. You can have a line full of black people saying that the white person is racist, but it's not gonna work. You're going to have a hard time proving that. The only way I've seen it done is through a recording. You're not going to find a white person to prove that another white person is racist. And in this country, probably worldwide by now, people know that racism exists, but they never say who is the racist. Yeah, it's like now when it comes to being a terrorist, they'll tell you who the terrorist is, but they never tell you who the racist is. I always thought that was kind of fascinating. I thought that's kind of interesting. They'll always tell you who the terrorist is, or who the bomber is, or who the thug is, or whatever. But when it comes to being a racist, they never say who the racist is. The racist, they'll be, oh, racism does exist, but yeah, but who is it? Who are these people? And where they're located at? But when it comes to racism is just business. This is how most white folks operate. See, white folks are like this. They have a personal relationship with you, and then there's a business relationship, right? Now, they'll kiss you, lick you up and down, take you home, have sex with you, watch football with you, invite you over to the house, take a vacation with you, might even go to church with you. But you just can't get too close. You might not be able to date his daughter. You might be able to smash his wife. But at the end of the day, it's just business. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal against you. It's just business. It's unfortunate. This is the system that we live in. I guess some people have to do what they got to do, I guess. I don't know. But now, some white folks will say, well, I'm not racist. But I tell you what, if a white person is not racist, it's going to show real quick, because they're not going to be able to get anything done. And they're going to have a very difficult time living in America. And the system is predicated upon preying on the weak, on the people that can't defend themselves. So I think we know what black people tend to be at the bottom of the totem pole. So we get preyed on the most because we can't defend ourselves. This is worldwide, not just America, worldwide. Everywhere, every place where it's a group of darker shaded people, they usually get preyed upon by the lighter shade of people. And if you don't believe me, travel around the world. You're going to see the same old tactics and strategies going on. And it's the same old, everywhere you go, it's the same old thing. But they just go about it in a different way. But the end result is the same. Mistreatment. Somebody's being mistreated based on skin color and political power, the lack of political power, and the lack of economic empowerment. This is everywhere you go. This is worldwide. It's not just America. So most white folks, as a white guy, most white guys would admit that they have a leg up in American society. They have a leg up even over white women. They know this. Even a blind man can see it. Because what has happened is a lot of things have been passed down to white folks. A lot of them probably won't admit to it, but a lot of things have been passed down to them because it's all about power and privilege. So they want to maintain that And to maintain that power and privilege, they have to put things in place like public policy and tighten up the laws to make it difficult for everyone else, especially black people, or to be specific, the people of African descent that were born and raised here. Now, the people that come over here from other countries, if they came over here on their own, that's not the same as somebody like me that were born and raised here. Because the people that came over here, they came over here on their own. And even when they come over here, they have a leg up, because they're not starting over here. When they come over here, they're not starting from scratch. It's been policies and things that have been put in place to give them a leg up. So they have people come over here basically, and they get unearned benefits. And I've been over here all my life, and I haven't received any unearned benefits. See, that's the difference between somebody that's been born and raised here versus somebody that come over here. See, when my grandmother, she's like, she died this year. She was 102. The land where she lived, everything was stolen. Everything was stolen. Everything. You know, her language was stolen. The land was stolen. The family was ripped apart. And nothing was ever reimbursed. So they had to start from scratch, and they didn't have anything to work with. No reparation, no nothing was, at least when the government blow countries up like they did Japan, and they build Japan up, give them reparations, and some people got to stay in Japan and some people got to come over here. Well, at least they helped them out, reimbursed them. But the black people that's born and raised over here, we didn't have anything to work with. And we still don't have anything to work with. We're a disenfranchised group of people. So there's nothing being passed down from generation to generation. I mean, only thing you can pass down is wisdom. But there's no assets, no resources, so if you have to start from scratch, you're more than likely you're gonna have a tough time. And see, most white folks, they know this, but they don't talk about it. So that's why it says all about power and privilege. So they want to maintain that. And that's what happened. That's what I learned when I was in the Navy. It's just, to them, it's just business, nothing personal. This is the only system that we have, and this is all they know what to do. They're like parasites, basically. They like preying on the weak. This is why a lot of cops are shooting kids in the back. And they're not going to stop doing it until someone steps in and give them a reason to stop doing it. Because if there's no consequences, the cops going to still keep killing and shooting people and beating people up. There's no consequences. Why do they have to stop? Are they going to get in trouble? I doubt it. They might get a desk job for a couple months, but There's no fear in that. I mean, this country is, they run this country. They get people to do things for the most part by fear. It's fear based. So if there's no consequences, most people are gonna keep doing the same thing or just do nothing. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but it's the city. No, it's the system, country, the world that we live in. And it's a worldwide system. So until another system comes in and replaces the one that we have, or until somebody says, hey, we need to change this, the same shit is going to keep going on and on. Because everything, just keeps getting passed down from generation to generation. And I haven't seen anything change in 30 years. I mean, cops been killing black people and shooting black people since I was a kid. I've been hearing the same thing. I haven't heard anything change in 30 years. I haven't seen anything new. The only thing I've seen new in 30 years is black people getting used to being abused, getting used to getting taken advantage of. But other than that, it's just business as usual. That's what I learned by being in the Navy, man. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Gamers out. Peace.